Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Dan from the Rebellious Noise Pro Wrestling channel. And today I am here to talk all about SmackDown. So, what can I say about this episode of SmackDown? Well, it was actually quite a strange episode. So, it was announced, I think, over the last couple of days that the advertised match for Hell in a Cell between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio was actually going to take place on SmackDown. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Why on earth is a Hell in a Cell match taking place on SmackDown with a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view just 3 days away, 2 days away? Your guess is as good as mine. Honestly, like all of the news stories that we have seen from WWE and from numerous different sources have all said exactly the same thing, that they have no idea, but all they have had is just people saying internally that WWE just made a call on Thursday. They're like, oh, should we just stick it on SmackDown? So throwaway. You know, especially for one of your biggest kind of gimmick matches. You know, historically, the Hell in a Cell match has always been, I mean, not obviously in recent years, but, you know, previously, the Hell in a Cell match was always just one of those matches where, you know, a feud would be settled inside Hell in a Cell. It would be that big, massive, like, blow off to a feud sort of thing. But now it's like they're even giving it away on free TV. It's like, yeah, it does not sit right with me, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, let's get into a bit of it, because obviously it was Rey that laid the challenge down to Roman Reigns on social media, and Roman essentially said to him, you know, I'll fight you whenever you want, pretty much. And yeah, I'm honestly, I'm still trying to get my head around why they would just do this on TV with like a day's build up and literally a pay-per-view on Sunday. But I mean, the good thing, I suppose, is that it did make way for a new match to take place inside the cell. So it was already one of the confirmed matches for the pay-per-view, and that was Bayley versus Bianca Belair. That has now been confirmed as a Hell in a Cell match. So the only two Hell in a Cell matches on a pay-per-view named Hell in a Cell are Bayley and Bianca Belair and Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. So there we go. Sorry, by the way, if I am drinking quite a bit today on the stream, my throat is really bad. I was obviously, for those of you that would have watched over on the Rebellious Noise football channel last night, me and Scott covered the football between England and Scotland, and my throat is a little bit shot from all the shouting at the game. So apologies if there is any pauses where I'm just taking a swig of a drink and stuff. So yeah, it's just one of those things. You know, we obviously supporting our country and we get a bit passionate. So there we go. So, shall we get into a little bit more of SmackDown? So, in one of the advertised matches, we had the debut of Commander Azeez. So, he was teaming with the Intercontinental Champion Apollo Crews to take on Kevin Owens and Big E. Now, I guess the story of this match really was the fact that obviously Sami Zayn was at ringside. So, we saw last week Sami was teaming with Big E. Sami was teaming with Apollo to take on Big E and Kevin Owens, and Commander Azeez essentially got involved in that match. Well, this time it was a similar story, but with Sami at ringside. he ended up distracting Kevin Owens on the outside, and boom. Then you get Commander Azeez hit the Nigerian nail for the 1-2-3, picking up the win in his debut match on SmackDown. But then what was interesting is then Sammy backed up the ramp, and you see him go into what is known as the gorilla position, so like behind the curtain on the Titantron. And he's watching what unfolds there on a TV screen. So the cameras are flicking backwards and forwards from like ringside to the backstage area and watching Sammy watching what's going on in the ring, essentially. And you see Sammy just essentially watching this TV screen, and it's just Commander Azeez is there. He just whacks him with another Nigerian nail. And yeah, I mean, Apollo and Azeez just look really, really strong. They look like a really good unit. And, I know I've spoken a lot about the Usos possibly becoming tag team champions. Much, I guess, like AJ and Omos over on Raw. These guys could easily, hold up with the tag titles on SmackDown. And then they've got, I guess, a ready-made feud in Kevin Owens and Big E. So that'd be pretty cool. But what we did find out as well later in the night is that this is leading to a match at Hell in a Cell, not inside it, but at Hell in a Cell. And that will be Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. It's actually quite interesting because it was a match that I actually pitched a couple of weeks ago. I said this would be actually a really good match to have inside the cell. Obviously from their days back on the Indies when they were El Generico and Kevin Steen, they had some amazing, amazing matches. And I would just love to see these two just go at it inside a cell. I would love just to see them. Just go out there. Just say to them, look, there's 20 minutes. Just go and do whatever it is you need to do. Batter each other and just come back and just have the applause from the entire locker room because you guys are incredible, pretty much. So then we move on to the big battle for the crown. So you may have seen in recent weeks, obviously, Baron Corbin, the King of the Ring still, has been essentially fighting with Shinsuke Nakamura over possession of the King of the Ring crown. Now, they were locked at 2 apiece, at 2 wins each, and Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville last week made it official that this week there would be a blow-off match between the two, with the winner essentially earning the crown. Don't know why they couldn't have just left this a couple of days and done it on the pay-per-view, but hey-ho, it is what it is. And yeah, I think it was a decent little match. I would like to see this actually lead to a King of the Ring tournament, because obviously then you've got Owens and Zayn. Come on, Dan. You've obviously got Nakamura and Corbin, who can easily fight for this. See, for me, I think though that would have to be like a first round match. I wouldn't want to see, because exactly what would happen if they were on opposite sides of the bracket. It would get down to them two in the final, and we don't need to be seeing every single match about 50 million times over and over and over. But I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong; they have decent chemistry in the ring, and yeah, I think it's it could well be very good if they did do a King of the Ring tournament, providing they do it old school and do it properly, not just this watered down version that they've been doing recently and then have someone have a king gimmick for years and years. It's like, nah, just do it properly like you used to. Give them a title shot. Do it in June in the normal slot. Title match at SummerSlam. There you go. Don't need to do your booking for you. There we go. So then we have Bianca Belair come out, and she is obviously already got her match set with Bayley for Hell in a Cell. We now know that Bianca challenged Bayley to this match inside the cell, but she was funny actually with what she was saying. So she did say to Bayley, "I'm going to drag you by your hair, drag your face against every side, pick your dusty body up, body slam you over and over. You won't be laughing when I remain SmackDown Women's Champion." But then Bayley comes in the ring, jumps Bianca, and then stands on Bianca's hair, holding the Women's Championship high in the air. Yeah, so hair versus hair, possibly SummerSlam, Bailey going bald, possibly the direction they're going. In all fairness, but I mean, you can't really see Bianca losing all that hair, so yeah. So then we get so from last week, obviously it was very, very centered around like the Usos and Roman Reigns. So this week we had Jimmy come to Roman's locker room to see him. There was no Jey Uso whatsoever on this show, actually. And so he said to Roman and said, look, I thought about what you said about representing the family. And you know what? You're right. I might not be 100% on everything that you do, but we're blood, we're family. And then Roman just says to him, where's your brother? And Jimmy's like, well, I don't know. I've not heard from him. I've not seen him all week. I've tried texting him. I've been to the crib. And Roman's like, look, I just need you to find your brother. I need you to find him. You need him. I need him. Our family is best when it's all complete and we're all together. Just do me one favor. Figure out where he is and I will handle my business. So, yeah, it seems like we are getting Jimmy kind of falling in line, so to speak. Joining his family. I'm not opposed to this. I do think the scene come the end of like a SummerSlam or something is going to be the Usos as tag champions and Roman as the Universal Champion. I firmly believe that. And I think as well, this is something that you can continue on. It doesn't, if you've got something good, it doesn't have to end straight away. You don't have to be doing a turn, There's nothing stopping you from keeping this story going. In a year's time, they're still all going to be family. It's not going to change. Families are going to fall out. They are going to bicker. But at the end of the day, always say blood is thicker than water. You're always going to have each other's backs. So regardless of whether the Usos like what Roman does or not, they should always have his back. And I think that they will eventually. And I think I would like to see this act actually become a face team at some point as well. Like, I really would not be opposed to seeing that. So yeah, we then get another of the advertised matches, which was Otis from the Alpha Academy taking on Angelo Dawkins from the Street Profits. So, yeah, this match never got started at all. So Otis had attacked Angelo Dawkins backstage last week before, obviously, Chad Gable's match with Montez Ford. Obviously, Montez not there, selling the injuries from last week. But I think, yeah, it was a very decent beatdown thing. And I think, having the Alpha Academy looking like a strong tag team, I think it does seem as though we are getting a few more tag team matches over on SmackDown now. So it does seem as though they are actually thinking a little bit about the tag division. I mean, even thrown together teams, so you could even say Big E and Kevin Owens recently have teamed up. You've got obviously the Street Profits, the Alpha Academy, the Mysterios, obviously tag team champions, the Dirty Dogs, the Usos. So you've got 6 decent teams there that can kind of go back and forth, and you could forge yourself a decent little tag division over there on SmackDown. But it's just, it needs to, I guess, fall in line with the rest of WWE as well, and that needs to go down to Raw. And I've still been a huge supporter of them having one tag division. I do think one tag team division is going to help this company so much. But there we go. What do I know? I'm just a guy that gives my opinions on here. So yeah. We also then get a little backstage interview segment with Caleb Braxton and Cesaro, where Seth Rollins interrupts. This time he's in a navy leather suit. And essentially the challenge is laid down to the guys, and they will face off at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view on Sunday. So yeah, we're actually getting a decent little card. I mean, you can go and check. So on Sunday at 9 p.m. BST, I will be joined by Lucas for definite, Scott, depending on what his internet connection is like, and hopefully if he's feeling better, Rob. We're going to be going through the last minute. So we're going to go through some last minute bits for Hell in a Cell. We're going to do our final predictions. Obviously, you guys would have already seen that we did predictions previously. But the predictions we're going to do here are going to be on the final few matches that were announced. So obviously the Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn match and the Cesaro, Seth Rollins match. There'll also be the opportunity to re-predict the Bianca Belair Bayley match, depending on obviously if we would change our opinion now that it has become a Hell in a Cell match. So, yeah, I mean, if you've not already got, go and check that out. Come and join us. We're going to be pre-show, essentially. So the pre-show, I think, kicks off at 10 o'clock. We are going to be on air from 9. We'll no set time on how long we're going to go for. We'll just go until, I guess, we're tired and, before the show starts. So, yeah, that's that really. Then we get into obviously the Hell in a Cell match between Roman Reigns and Rey Mysterio. So Rey was actually really offensive in this match. He was beating the heck out of Roman. There were steel steps, steel chairs, fire extinguishers, you name it. Rey was throwing everything but the kitchen sink at him. But then Roman locked in a version of the guillotine to get the victory. Rey taps out. It was a really gutsy performance from Rey Mysterio. But as I say, Roman was the man who stood victorious. Interesting, Jimmy Uso came down to the ring to celebrate with him. And then after the match, Roman locked in another modified guillotine on Mysterio just to prove a point. To end SmackDown standing tall over a stricken Rey Mysterio. So that was SmackDown, a Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown. I still can't believe that it's the first time ever they've done this, a Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown. But also the fact that, you think, why would they have just done it on a whim, randomly, when you've got a pay-per-view on the Sunday specifically for that? Oh, just super frustrating. But anyway, I didn't think it was a bad episode of SmackDown, though, overall. I did quite enjoy it. I thought it did what it needed to do. It built to the pay-per-view very nicely. But as I say, I would have liked to have seen the Rey and Roman match at the pay-per-view. But, it's not to be. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they threw on at the last minute, like the Usos versus the Mysterios for the tag titles. I honestly would not be surprised. But, they'll probably play on, obviously, the fact that Rey and Dom are both injured now. So, yeah. So anyway, that is going to do it, I guess, for this week's episode of Lay The SmackDan. As I said, don't forget, I am going to be back, joined by the boys on Sunday night at 9 p.m. for the Hell in a Cell preview and prediction show. And we are also going to be, obviously, I will be back on Tuesday for the Raw review and then Wednesday for the NXT review. For now, though, that is everything, guys. If you haven't already, like, share, and subscribe. We have some really exciting content coming your way over the next few months. And also, if you haven't already, follow us on Twitter at RM Pro Wrestling, where you will get all of the insight from all of us. And also, you can follow myself on Twitter at Dan_RebNoise. So anyway, that is it from me. Take care. Enjoy your day. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Bye for now.